Hello, and welcome to a first episode of At Your Warehouse, where we will be talking about your warehouse. Today we have a submission. Start over. Welcome to the first episode of Welcome to the first episode of Mini. Welcome to an episode of At Your Warehouse, where we will be looking at pictures that one of the viewers have submitted. Welcome to an episode of At Your Warehouse, where we look at and review pictures, videos from your warehouse. You can submit your videos or pictures from your warehouse in the Discord. The link is in the description below. You can also subscribe and give a thumbs up if you like something, like this video. Um, we only have one submission so far. This is the first of many episodes, I hope. Um, it comes to us from Darren Sellers. He is a Chick-fil-A order selector. Um, bring him up right here. So he has a couple orders here. Each one of these pallets is a separate order for a different Chick-fil-A store. His pallet is a standard 2-pallet jack. However, their pallets are smaller than a typical pallet would be in a distribution center. Probably because whenever they're taking this to stores, they're just they don't have that kind of equipment. There's not loading docks at Chick-fil-A warehouses or Chick-fil-A restaurants. You don't see a loading dock, so I'm sure the pallets have to be smaller to accommodate whatever method they're using to pull this stuff off the truck. Um, However, these are still useful to see, how people do things different in different warehouses. What do we got here? Like water, bottom. He's stacked really nice. I mean, there's really not much you can do when pallet's is small. You can stack it however you want. Um, you got, yeah, he's got some layers here. What's it right here? Got some layers right here, which is, yeah, layered it. Good stuff. All right, go to the next picture. Not really much there, but yeah, he keeps to his edges pretty much. Need to use my hand instead of mouse. 'Cause you can't see the mouse. Yeah, but yeah, he can. He's using the edges here. Very straight. Very nice. It's a little columned. I can't really see the whole thing, but looks nice. These are three stores right here actually. You got one back here, one right here, and then another one right. Yeah, 3 pallets, 3 different stores. Now he says that he does not use a Talkman. What I use a little headset. It sits on my head and it says go to whatever slot, pick however much, and I say 3-5 or whatever the check digit is, and that lets the Talkman know that I grabbed it. He has a little scanner, and he uses that to scan, and that's how he picks it. Scanner tells him where to go. He scans the box, and the scanner tells how much to pick and where to pick it, and then what pallet it goes on. Cause he's picking 3 stores at the same time, and so he's putting it on 3 different pallets. Anyway, he said it comes from a Walmart distribution center. He said it's a lot different. Said at Walmart they do what their standards are like 300 cases an hour to 250 to 300, and that's about right for a distribution center like Walmart or any other big chain like that. Um, he says here though, however, it's 100 cases an hour. That is snail speed. I don't even think I could go that slow, even with the scanner. But that's, cake. They don't get paid incentive though, so they're just hourly. So I guess it doesn't. He said there are people there that do work fast, but just so they can get out of there. Um, let's see here. What's this one? Now, he's kind of cheated here with this piece of cardboard right here. But I do the same thing. I mean, it's not a big deal. I mean, if you have the time though, if you're only pulling 100 cases an hour, maybe stack it a little bit nicer. But I mean, if it makes it to the dock, it makes it to the dock. That's what I say. If it doesn't fall over on the way to the dock, you did good. If you get in that trailer, you did good. I would have done more cross tying in this general vicinity. You can take these and turn them each layer and turn them and make a little bit more stable load, even if you are basically column stacking. But he fixed it up here with this cardboard, ties it all together. If you want to make a solid load, you need to cross tie or use something that simulates a cross tie. A cross tie is in one of these next pictures. Let's go down here. This is a perfect example of cross tying. He said he pulled nothing but French fries that day. This is in a freezer, by the way. But just look at that. How easy would that be just to be pulling the same size box all day? It would just stack so nicely. He's got perfect freaking layers all the way up. It's cross-tied. There are gaps. There are gaps. I mean, I'm sure there's a better way to eliminate those gaps, possibly. I don't know. But it looks like there's not gaps in the middle layers, but maybe the gaps on the other side of it. So that just might be how they're tied on the pallet that he's pulling them off from. Typically, when you're pulling a product off of a pallet, you try to, especially if a lot of it, you want to emulate the same tie, which is how it's positioned on the pallet. So you have like a 5 tie. This looks like a 7 tie. Possibly. Well, actually, no. This is a weird tie because it's a smaller pallet. So I don't even know. This is like a weird 5 tie. Yeah, that's what it is. So you got 3 and then 2 at the front. Or two in the back right here. 2, 2, and then you got 3, 2, 3, 2. But yeah, it's 5 tie. A weird 5 tie, but it works, and he's cross tying it. That's sort of right here. See that? That's a cross. It's a T, but that just means cross tie. It looks like bricks, a brick pattern. That's how you build a solid pallet. Is when you're laying bricks basically. That's what you're doing with no mortar or anything. You're using the boxes to build a nice solid wall or cube or whatever you want to call it. Anyway, but yeah, he's got 2 really nice, could be more perfect at 100 cases an hour. You could be sitting there and fidgeting with them and get them nice. And I mean, I think I do better sometimes pulling 200 to 300 cases an hour. I stick more to my edges, but I'm not gonna be nitpicky. You know, that's on him. It's more of like an OCD thing from pulling so long that I try to make it straight if I can. If I have the time, it's gonna be really nice. It's gonna be like my videos that you see me pulling. I'm not being nice. I'm just throwing those boxes down, trying to get a good time, get it under a certain amount of minutes so you don't get too bored watching it. Um, and to show you what you're capable of doing if you're trying to pull boxes that you can pull fast. And now all my videos are very fast, and I'm making mistakes in there too because I'm trying to go fast. And a lot of times when you're trying to go fast, you end up going slower than what you think you're going. If you just know your what you're pulling, you take your time, you think about it a little bit. Now you only think about it. Yeah, I mean it's all instinct. It just if you're not thinking about trying to go fast, once you've done it enough times, it's just instinct. You're not thinking about the boxes really. You're just throwing it down. But if you start thinking, hey, I need to go faster and faster, then especially if you're trying to make a video, you're gonna make a lot of mistakes. And people definitely point out my mistakes. But a lot of people say good things too. But I'm fine with hearing the mistakes. I do say again quite a bit, especially when I'm making a video. I don't know why I do that. It's really I don't even know I'm doing it. I'm just doing it so I know for sure that where I'm going is where I'm going because I forget instantly as soon as it tells me I'm not. I'm just like, as soon as I hear a number, I hear it, react. If I don't react immediately, it goes away because I don't try to save these numbers in my head. If I did, my brain would fill up. I would feel like with all the numbers I hear every day from this Talkman, I would just like fill up. There wouldn't be any room for anything else. It'd just be all numbers. But anyway, yeah, this is the back side of the palette. He's cross-tied it. He's got a gap. And some people get really anal about these gaps. But there's nothing you can do about it with boxes like this when you have no filler boxes. They're all the same. Just French fries. Same size French fry boxes all the way through. But it's really cool how different warehouses do things a little bit different. And thank you, Darian Sellers, for submitting your pictures. Really informative. Got somebody chatting with you about it, and this is from the Discord. I've mentioned that. But yeah, you can submit your stuff. Let me pull this out a little bit. Right there. Okay. So yeah, you got picture submissions, video submissions, selector talk, yeah, Firelift talk. They're gonna be so uppity. They're never gonna come here and talk. You got 90-day questions. I really encourage you new guys to ask questions on there. It's not gonna. No question is a stupid question. Well, that's debatable. But yeah, you just ask your questions. I get a lot of questions from brand new people or people about to start pulling boxes. A lot of them ask me, "Why are you saying those numbers? What kind of gloves do you wear? You know, what kind of boots do you wear?" I mean, it's useful. It's useful. But yeah, I don't mind. I answer all the questions. If you have a question, say, excuse, I got a question. You know, whatever it is. I'll let you know the answer, or somebody else is going to see it and say, oh, this 90-day guy needs help. I'm going to help him. So people like helping people. But anyway, thank you for tuning in. Hopefully there'll be another video next week. I'm going to start get back into pulling, making a pulling video. I'm not sure how many more first person pulling videos I'm going to be doing because there's only so many that you can do in a warehouse before they're just basically repeats of the same thing. It just because you do the same order every day, so it'd be just the same video, me doing it slightly different. So there's only so many I can do. I might do an ice cream order next, possibly. I see some people struggle with ice cream orders. I think it's probably the most simple order you can do. I don't like to do the really simple ones on there. Like I didn't ever do a dairy order because there's only one way to stack dairy. If you have trouble stacking dairy, just keep stacking it. Eventually you'll figure it out. Yeah. And like stuff like this, there's really not a lot of explanation to this. I mean, he's doing what I'm doing, but he's doing with much simpler, I would say, especially if it's all separate stores on separate pallets. I do something similar in our freezer. We can do 2 stores, 1 store in the front pallet, 1 store in the back pallet. Typically, though, it's just one big order for 1 store, and then there's multiple other orders for that same store that other pullers are grabbing. But yeah, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Give me some feedback. Tell me what you want to see. Submit your videos. Submit your pictures. And I'll see you again soon, hopefully. Or not. You actually can't see me, so yeah. What's up? You don't know who I am. So, yeah. Bam, 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 bam. welcome to the first episode of At Your Warehouse, where we will be looking at and reviewing pictures from your warehouse. Whoever warehouse that is. That sucks. Okay. I should write this down. Welcome to your warehouse. Welcome to the first episode of At Your Warehouse. Welcome to the first episode of At Your Warehouse.